Here we go. Hey, we are live with our Evansville semi-state hangout. We have the very infamous former Evansville semi-state ranker, Dustin Bentz.
Hey!
He's back.
He's repping the Dirty South.
We have Mike Reiser. He's the overall rankings guru and the new and improved, better looking, more annoying though, Evansville semi-state ranker Nick Wiesjohn.
That hopefully is just a temporary title because God knows that was not a fun. I don't even know, like 4 weeks, and I already wanted to end myself. The amount of emails and messages. I got a lot of actually positive emails, but there are some that I just was like, I don't like humans anymore.
The good ones are rolling Saturday night and Sunday when Jim Bob advances and you didn't rank him in the top 4.
Yep.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Oh, yeah. That already happened on the message board. Clearly, I said at 170 that everyone should just go home. Don't even wrestle.
Yes.
If you didn't come out of Mooresville, just why don't you go to practice today? Why would you even go to 6:30 yoga practice? Why would you just flip those tires?
I'm disappointed on how your son did this weekend, Nick.
We had a long talking to. I grounded him. And
you grounded him?
He
does he have took a cell phone away?
A cell phone away, and he can only watch PBS. So,
Downtown Abbey.
You are a strict parent. I'm glad. Obviously, I'm sure Ann and Jim were pretty strict with you.
Oh yeah. And beat me religiously. Back when America was great.
Oh goodness. Ann's probably gonna kill you.
No, that's okay. She'll be at Banker's Life CPS if you want to ask her some questions.
Nice.
Did you beat your 27-year-old son?
Yeah, last time I was home, there was just a belt involved. It was not
Hopefully Sasha didn't see that kind of abuse.
No,
nope.
She gets treated like a princess.
So, Dustin, let's get back with you. We haven't had much of you. You've been laying low lately. So what's been going down in Madtown lately?
Nothing, man. I'm beating the youth circuit up and down. It keeps me busy.
You didn't come to the Brownsburg tournament.
I was in West Virginia wrestling the Mountaineers.
Yeah, your boy Tyson came. He respects us. That's
I make sure some people came.
Nice.
We're the biggest tournament of the year. So I got 2 words for you. You can ask my boy Road Dog Jesse James what they are.
Oh goodness. A drinking game here. You every pro wrestling reference tonight you drink. You might be drunk by about 5 minutes in.
I'm gonna filibuster this whole thing and go over why the Royal Rumble was such a dismay.
Nice. Anyway,
fellas.
we're here to talk. We're here to talk wrestling, real wrestling. Evansville.
Yes, real wrestling. Randy Orton should not have won the Rumble.
Is there a mute button like on Pardon It, or what's the show with the mute button?
Pardon the interruption. Or no, it's yeah.
Around the horn.
Yeah, around the horn. I do have that power here. Anyway, we'll start with where do you guys want to start? Top or bottom? Big guys or little guys?
Little guys would be easier just to go through an order, but I can scroll up, I guess, if that's what we want to do.
We can start at the bottom.
Okay. 106.
Special secret, we got 7 locks. I got it all figured up right before we went on the air.
Oh, perfect.
At 106 pounds?
Locks.
7 locks.
7 locks. You said they're only going to be like 2 or 3.
I can't help it. It's the voters, man. The voters make the votes. I just spit out the results.
I can't help that we're so good this year.
Like to lock the win the whole semi-state, or lock to make it to state?
7 locks to win semi-state.
Huh. Look, I'm gonna try to guess them. Don't tell us.
What? So just as a reminder, that means like you have how many voters do you have? Like 4 or 5?
Usually we have 5 this year because one of my voters was in Utah. I got another one, and then the other one came through. So we actually had 6 voters this year.
Wow, that's probably a lot of adding for you to do.
I use a calculator, my fingers, my toes, and Brendan's fingers and toes.
Do any of them have any interest in doing the rankings for Evansville next year?
Email Joe Caprino. You get a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's sick. It's totally worth it. You get to be on the show with me.
Yes. Oh yes. So a lock means every one of those guys pick that person to win.
Yeah, a lock means every person voted that wrestler to win the weight class.
Okay, so if we have the Ford Tough Locks, since you're at the Ford Center, See Rocco back there. He's watching something on behind me. Anyway,
Rocco, quit crying.
Future 4 wins semi-state lock.
I got mine. I got my locks. Anyway, we'll start at 106. Let's go the top quarter bracket. 3 freshmen and a senior. Very interesting weight. Who wants to go ahead and kind of dissect the bracket a little bit?
Don't ever speak at once, right?
Sure, guys, I'll do it. So,
Well, it's just your job now.
yeah, I guess
we gotta refer to you now.
Yeah, since I'm the man, the myth, the legend, I think you're gonna probably see Stevenson 30-8 coming out of Terre Haute South win that one over Tucker. And I think Seago's gonna he got third this weekend, but he looked well. I could also see him getting upset, like I said in my call-in show. If you didn't see it, check it out online, Mixler.com. But Seago looked a little gassed there in the first round. Not sure if it's a weight issue or not, or maybe it was just jitters or something. But
I heard he was sick this weekend.
that might have been it. He did not look. He came up and he did not look like he was feeling great, and still wrestled pretty well. I know he lost against Rio. Rio kind of handled that match, but I mean, it didn't wrestle bad. So I could see him. I would pick him if it's house is on me. I'd pick him to win that match, and I pick him to advance to the semis and to the state tournament. But I could see that not happening if he's still feeling a little under the weather. So that's my opinion. Old guy.
Old guy like Seago coming out of that quarter bracket.
That's what I said. Perfect.
I like Seago too.
Shut up, Mike.
Seago's, locked.
Dynamite drop in.
So the next quarter bracket, though, is where we get interesting. We have a Madison young man, Camden Spears, regional champ.
Drake Campbell takes it out. No problem. Let's go. Next run.
Ooh, wow.
Hey, all Spears' losses are at 113. He's got it. I mean, he's a traveler. He's been around. I know he's not ranked with Campbell's and Rios and those guys, but like I said, all of his losses are at 113. He's been wrestling since he could walk. And we'll see what happens. Campbell is the favorite, obviously, to come out and do some damage there. But I'm not going to go against my boy, Camden Spears. So,
shout us out, man. Tell us a little bit about him. Where are these 10 losses from?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I didn't bring my book. I didn't know it was a seating.
All right. Well,
who are your losses?
According to the new rules, you can no longer be seeded. You are now eliminated from the tournament. Thank you. Let's go. Next guy. That's a callback to an earlier joke in an earlier show.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. I think Drake's the favorite. I mean, of course, biasly, I'm going to say Drake's going to win. I need to, or else I need to get fired. As much as you need to say your kid is going to win, or else you need to get fired. But yeah, here's the thing about semi-state guys. Upsets happen every year, and it's just a matter of what one's going to be the upset. I remember a few years ago, I may have said Brayton Lee was going to beat Nick Lee, and then that really bit me in the butt really hard when a nice man named Austin Bethel came in and stole the show. So upsets happen every day. I think we'll pick all our favorites, and I guarantee you there is going to be a huge upset at some point, and we're all going to look stupid.
It's just a guessing game.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about Spears, so I hadn't seen him too much. But when I've seen of Campbell, he looked awesome.
Mike, he's Triple V trained. Come on.
Oh wait, that's it. Okay, no, it's making a lock then for Campbell.
Going back down, you got a good matchup with. Is it Rio? Is that how you pronounce it?
Rio, yes, Rio, like where the Olympics were.
Rio and Hinderleiter. And
yeah, that's a Barry Horowitz curtain jerker there.
See, I thought now again, this is all transitive property for me. I went and looked this up yesterday at the Holiday Classic. Hinderleiter did not look nearly as good as Ray did at the Holiday Classic. Now that's all. Kids get better. And he goes to modern day, so God knows how much better he got. But if you're just gonna go off the raw data available, you have to. I think Rio's the clear favorite in that match. And initially I thought it was gonna be a lot closer of a match, but the more I looked at it, the more I feel like Ray's the clear favorite. But never count out modern day. They will spladle you. They will hit you in a weird move you've never heard of. There's always a fall from a modern day kid that happens at the semi-state. So that might be the one.
Yep. Any other comments?
Yeah, I thought Caleb. When he beat Caspol early on, we kind of shot him up the rankings, and then I think he kind of took it a little bit on the nose at Team State. He got teched by Ty Haskins from Portage, which was like kind of surprising because Haskins was struggling a little bit. Then I think he's really turned it on since. So it was kind of a turning point for both guys. But I would go with Rio there also.
Yep. Going down, Case Bowl, Logan Bowe, Morgan Smith.
Logan Bowe's a kid who should have probably been in the semi-state rankings. Granted, albeit probably a 7 or an 8. It just he hasn't had the victories against a kid who against kids that would get him up there. You know, he just hadn't wrestled the schedule that allowed that. He just all of his losses were against good kids, but I mean like good kids like Drake and
Seth
Johnson and Rio. You know, like he wrestled good kids. Never really a loss that wasn't against a good kid. So I'm not saying he's going to beat Caspel. I don't think that it is a foregone conclusion that he is going to smash him. I could see Logan Bowe's been wrestling a long time. You know, he's a Contenders kid. I've seen him at tournaments all over the place. He wrestles with some of the best. You know, he trains with Ray in the offseason. He does all that stuff. That could be an upset pick, but I think I still go with Case Bolt coming out of that quarter.
How you feeling, Bees?
Yeah, Case Bolt. I like it too. Gardner's tough.
Yeah.
Gardner, I think he's tiny. He's a small 106 pounder. Not tiny. Sorry if you heard that from Edgewood, but he's a smaller 106 pounder. He's wrestled. I know him and Stevenson's went back and forth this year several times, I think. So
yeah,
Gardner's not somebody you can sleep on, but I think Case Bolt probably takes it out of that quarter.
Do you think Gardner will be at 6 again next year?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him. I just remember last summer we did a duel against Edgewood, and he was small for 106. So
yeah, I know I talked to some of the Edgewood guys, and they said that he was small, real small last year. He kind of grown the weight a little bit this year, but I think he's still on the smaller side.
Yeah,
it'd be tough if he's at 6 again next year.
Who's your champ?
Champ?
Yep.
We're going to give away one of the Fab Four, Drake Campbell.
Drake Campbell. Nick, you going Drake Campbell too?
No, I don't. He's going to lose. Yeah, I have Drake Campbell. I have Drake Campbell winning. Yeah.
I picked Rio in my own bracket, but the pickers went with Campbell.
Well, I'm sorry, you're wrong.
I didn't get a pick. I'm going to go Rio.
That's a legit pick. He is the last win.
How did it go down last year? Because it's kind of the same situation with Asa and Ty, right?
Ty won sectional, regional, and semi-state, and then Asa won state, so it's a little bit different. It's more
maybe if you can mix it up a little bit, then you guys would be a little happier, right?
It's more like his freshman year when he lost to Mason every time except for the regional finals when he pinned him and then got his draws and got him all the way to the state finals.
There we go. Close. I knew it was something.
Except in this scenario we're Miranda.
Come on. No,
anyway,
that's not good.
Yeah. Nick's gonna be on suicide watch after this. We'll move on to 113. The top of the bracket, we have the Open Mat Wrestler of the Week, Asa Garcia. Sitting undefeated. He's Wrestler of the Week for the whole country. So definitely a big shout out to him. Brooks Hartz from Castle, and then 19 losses, Joey Gordon, and then Jay Orman. Lots of losses except for that top one. We'll let Triple B take this one away.
I mean, I got a special for our first Ford Tough lock. Hold on.
I forgot.
Our first Ford Tough locks at 113, Asa Garcia. So.
Oh my goodness.
To be fair, that means I had to pick Asa too. So.
Nice.
I like Asa. Yeah, I'll pick it.
So that makes that top bracket pretty easy. Let's go down to the next quarter bracket. How's that looking with Egley, Adkins, Wilson, and Rose?
I mean, I like Egley. Just the name. I guess the name in the school carries him through there more than anything else. I mean, he's ranked 6th in the semi-state. He's the highest ranked kid in that quarter bracket. The pickers all liked Egley too, so I'm going with Egley out of that quarter bracket.
I agree.
I concur.
Man, you guys are agreeing too much. Okay, we got to get
I'll
some
mix it up.
disagreement.
I'll mix it up.
I bet. Wait till we get to the bottom, bro. It's okay.
Okay.
The bottom half looks like there's a lot more fluid or I guess differences of opinion here. A lot of kids that are pretty close. Victor Antuez, Milko Lich. I'm totally butchering the name.
He's
Tucker
from Russia. He's from
Petro.
Russia.
That should be a pretty good quarter bracket. I know I've seen Petro. He wrestled just. I know he's pretty solid. Only 5 losses, which is pretty impressive. They wrestle. Center Grove wrestles a pretty good schedule. So, what do you guys have here?
I picked Victor to pull out of the quarter bracket, but Alex just had a great win over Lawhead. It was not close. So I mean, if he's wrestling well, he could sneak through on that quarter bracket. There's definitely no doubt about that.
I picked how do you say it? Atunez is how I say it. Atunez. Also.
That's from like your area, man. You tell us.
I know it's 20 minutes up the road, but the pickers actually went with Petro, so that was kind of it's a toss up there in the quarters.
Yep. What do you have down in the bottom half? Rohrbach, Keandre Watson, Lawhead, and Horty. That should be another pretty good. That's a real good quarter bracket. A lot of guys are probably pretty close.
Yeah, Lawhead and Horty's ranked 2 and 3. Horty's ranked 2nd. Lawhead's ranked 3rd in the semi-state rankings. And I like Horty. I have Horty coming out, and the pickers went with Horty. Not all the pickers, but overall majority of the pickers went with Horty.
5 went with Horty. 1 went with Lawhead. I could tell where this is going.
Hey, guess what? I went with Horty. But no, when I do these picks, I basically just go with if my house is on the line. But if Evan wrestles like he did this past weekend, I think Horty wins it. No problem. If we get Team State Evan Lawhead, who had a good match with Pointer, I think Evan Lawhead.
Brock Peel?
Yeah, Brock Peel, that the 13-pounder. Sorry,
Yeah.
Pointer's at 20. I think if he wrestles like that, I think Evan Lawhead goes to Banker's Life. Otherwise, I think it's Seth Horty's road to the bank.
Okay.
And
now
you
we're going
can
to
take that one to the bank.
To the bank.
Well, 120 is starting to get a little bit of fun. Seems like 120 is pretty good at pretty much every semi-state. Starting the day off at 120, Caden Rooks, Bryson Denny. Denny was a state qualifier last year. Rooks obviously has 2 losses on his career right now. That's going to be a heck of a first-round match. Take it away, one of you guys.
Consensus says Rooks. Rooks coming out of that quarter bracket. Rooks had the tough ticket round match last year. It probably still burns with Garcia and a sudden victory. So I think Rooks is going to have a chip on his shoulder, and we got Rooks. Actually, Mills was almost not to jump ahead, but Mills was almost a 4 tough lock, except for a couple people took Rooks. So it was super close to Mills being another lock. But
not to foreshadow the entire shows, but I've seen a lot of these where I've kind of felt like some of these semis are going to be final-esque matches like that. I have Rooks advancing there too, and also with Mills. Like that should be the finals in my opinion, but obviously it's a blind draw, and that's a tough draw for someone that's going to be a runner-up somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to be happy getting runner-up and then realize you're running into Rooks or Mills. That's not a fun one. Mills and Bielmer should be a pretty solid match. You guys do not wrestle Castle. I know we did.
Did I see Castle at
We see him at Mooresville, but I don't think Bielmer.
no, he had a bad day that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did Mills wrestle it?
No, I don't even think. No, Ty didn't even wrestle that tournament.
Okay. So, yeah, because both Castle and Brownsburg were a little short-handed, to say the least.
It was right after. Yeah, it was right after Team State.
Yeah. Going down, a little bit more interesting matchups. Zane Sullivan, Edgewood, Eric Harpino, Gibson Southern, Stevie Weddle, and then Trenton Cunningham. Some pretty solid guys right there. Who do you guys have?
That's the only bracket. There's 2 brackets in the entire semi-state without a ranked wrestler, and that's one of them.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting bracket. You want to see kids getting after it and kids hungry. That's going to be the quarter bracket to watch, I think.
Who do you guys have coming out of there?
I had Zane, but I could see Weddle sneaking through too. Weddle's look good, but I didn't want to be too biased to Mooresville because I see those kids more.
For the pickers went with Trenton Cunningham, 22-3 out of New Albany.
He was a Floyd Central kid before, right?
Yeah, his brother. Yeah, he started at Floyd and then went over to New Albany.
Nice. Going down, Eli Dickens, Justice Cash, first round. That should be a pretty good match battle. Pretty good freshman. And then Lane Wells, and then Alex Mosconi, another pretty tough sophomore right there. That should be a pretty brutal bracket there.
Yeah, that is brutal.
Yeah, I think I have Mosconi coming out of that one, but I think that Eli Dickens Cash match will be one to watch in the first round.
Yeah.
Someone asked me at the regional who's a guy that could be a state champ that no one's really talking about, and I said, man, Eli Dickens is a very solid kid. I wouldn't be shocked if he won a state title. That's a tough draw with Mosconi. How'd the match go with Mills? I seen it was 2-0.
2-0 or 3-0, something like that. It was close, but I mean, Ty got a good takedown in the beginning and just kind of controlled the match. I don't think we were ever really in danger.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Dickens.
Yeah. And who do you guys have in the finals there out of that half bracket?
Dickens.
Dickens. Sounds good.
For the championship?
Yeah.
That Rooks and Mills, that would be worth. I mean, if I wasn't doing a broadcast in East Chicago, and I love East Chicago and I love the region, but that would be almost worth going down there to watch.
Probably get a hitcher ride or Chuck Barnett or one of those refs some of the refs that are heading down south.
They would revoke my region card.
Yeah, but then you sadly you wouldn't be able to see Triple B because that'd be the second best reason to go down there, and he's going.
He's too cool for school.
Yeah, I mean,
Triple B's got an adult this weekend. He don't like adulting all the time, but every once in a while it bites him and gets him. He's got to do it. So.
Just send Single B.
So we'll move on to 126. I got a familiar name up top, Matt Lee. Should be an interesting match with Dalton Craig, state qualifier last year. Also, some pretty good matches there. Another one that at the bottom half has what should be probably the finals match, and obviously in the semifinals. So go ahead, guys.
I got Lee getting out of the top. I don't know what the pickers picked. I know I picked Lee. I think, again, more of it's probably just the pedigree of the name and the school gets him a little bit of help there. But I have Lee getting out there, and I think getting all the way to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, Lee Craig's going to be a tough match. Craig's a returning state qualifier, but I have Lee getting out also. Wouldn't be surprised to see Craig, though. I mean, either one there with that match. And then also Lee getting all the way to the finals. Lee and that next quarter bracket, Hunt, another – I think he's a returning state qualifier, if I'm not wrong, at 106. Yeah. Lost a tough ticket round match a couple years ago to Graham Rooks. So he's battle tested. He's got 9 losses this year, which was surprising to see. But I got him coming out of that next quarter bracket also.
Was he one who pulled out last year?
Yeah.
He qualified, but he had to pull out from an injury?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ended up not wrestling, but he was a qualifier last year. Going down to the bottom half, some good matches. Blake Mulkey, and I know that Austin Cook's a pretty solid wrestler. I think he was a
state qualifier as a freshman, right?
State qualifier. Cook, wasn't he?
I thought a couple of years ago he was, yeah.
Yeah, he was a state qualifier.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then Graham Rooks and Carson Willis should be a pretty darn good match. Willis, obviously, the Matt Lee defeated Willis last week, and that kind of set him up to
2 weeks in a row. Or Matt Lee beat him at the SAIC and then beat him at the regional, right?
Yeah. So that should be an interesting match there. How do you guys see those shaping up?
I'm going to wait to the camera.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hold on.
Good night.
Good night.
Man, I'll tell you what, this was the one weight class where there was a tie. Rooks and Mulkey received the exact same number of votes. So I had to use the Triple B tiebreaker and go with Graham Rooks.
Is the Triple B tiebreaker who's the farthest south?
No, I threw out the extra voter, the gentleman who did the extra vote. I just took his vote out, and then whoever had the most points was Graham Rooks for the most points.
That's going to be a good one. I mean, like I said, Mulkey's I think undefeated against Rooks going in, but the adage coming in is always it's so hard to just beat the same guy over and over and over again and stay undefeated against him. So that's definitely a scary match for us, but I feel that's probably a finals level match that we'll see. What up, little B?
So good night, IndianaMat.
Be better at wrestling. Losing's down.
I have Matt in the finals against Mulkey. I have Mulkey over Rooks. I think that match could go either way, but the match I seen at IndianaMat, I thought Mulkey really controlled the pace, and I think both are pretty offensive, but Mulkey's just so tough to score on.
Yeah, definitely one of those. I mean, you know, Mulkey's won 3 or 4 of them, but at the same time, one of these times Rooks is likely to get him. You can't have two guys that are that high level that are, you can't beat that guy over and over and over and over again.
Loser that takes third for sure, right?
Yeah.
So I have it on my picks. I had it as Mulkey Lee, Rooks Hunt.
That's what I have also.
Moving on up. 132. Starting off the top bracket's going to be crazy tough. Luigs and Miranda, likely ticket round match. Miranda missed some time injury-wise, I believe. But when he's on, he's pretty darn tough. What do you guys see coming out of here? I'm sure there's some disagreements possibly. Just depends on if you're going to take it's a little bit of a gamble when you have Miranda who's had some losses, but he's definitely game. He can wrestle with Luigs any day.
He can wrestle with him any day, but just from what I've seen the last few weeks, I think Luigs walks through it. I think Luigs all the way.
Man, I fall in this trap every year, and not to be disrespectful, that I get around this time I see Kyle Luigs, I'm like, man, this guy's gonna be a state champ or be in the mix for a state champ. So, and I think we lost Friday night last year to Lukowski.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be shocked. I think Mason Miranda obviously is battle tested. He's been wrestling tough, but I mean, I don't know what injuries he's had. I know he's had some time out of there. I'm gonna go with Kyle Luigs too.
Sweet Kyle Luigs.
3 for 3. Is this a 4 lock? Is this a 4 tough or not?
He's a 4 tough lock. That's correct. I was waiting for you to guess it. Good job.
You also have that next quarter bracket, Dawson Combest. I did pronounce it right for once. It's not Combest. Combest.
Again, it's another one. I think he easily is the best in that bracket.
Yeah, and him and Luigs will be a good one. Combest is pretty darn tough. Loss, and they wrestle a pretty good schedule. I'm assuming they did not wrestle each other because his loss was at the Al Smith to
Gibson.
So that's a pretty good
controversial loss. I've been told he got hosed because he was from the South. That's the rumor in the South.
I don't remember.
You guys don't know the Civil War isn't over, so we can't really trust him.
I thought we were talking real further south than that.
But going down, Brett Smith, the transfer from California.
California kid.
Yep. Should have a good one with Noah Franklin. Franklin was a qualifier a couple years ago, correct? At like 106.
Yeah, he pinned Weaver in a headlock. That was a fun time.
Hey, salt in the wound, man. Salt in the wound.
Yep, might as well. Just cut
That
it
should
open.
be a good one. The California kid's going to get a lesson in no wrestlebacks. Who do you guys have in that one?
I went with Frank. I mean, the pickers went with Brett Smith, but I picked Franklin in that one. I mean, I just maybe call it local flavor. New Washington's 15 minutes down the road, but state qualifier, lots of experience. I think he's lost in the ticket round the last 2 years. So, I just personally would like to see Franklin get through there. So.
Yeah, early on, a lot of people were telling me that Brett Smith was a semifinalist. I know he kind of took it on the nose a little bit against Bailey, at Mooresville. I think he lost 2 at Mooresville, right?
Yes,
Yes.
he did.
I like.
Now he lost 1. He got pinned pretty quickly by Braden Bailey, 213.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna go with Smith just because I like the idea of like California kind of being in the mix. We got a little bit of Ohio, California. I like it.
Nice. Going down, Donnie Campbell versus Caleb Craig, possibly Tristan Dow. I know Dow, that name seems like it's been around forever. I don't know why, but what do you guys have down there?
It's been around at least 4 years.
Wow.
I think Dow's a former Triple Crowner. I mean, not in the last 4 years or whatever, but I mean, I remember hearing his name a lot in middle school, coming up and getting into high school. But I mean, I went with Caleb Craig. He's a name that's always bounced around down in Evansville, and a kid that's been close to qualifying. I don't know a lot about Campbell. I'm sure Nick does, but another thing where I just kind of went with the name I'd heard of a lot the last couple of years, Caleb Craig. But the pickers went with Campbell there.
Campbell is a freak human. When you see him, it is crazy to try to score on him. He's just so quick, athletic, and fast, strong. He's the total package. Like I said, he had a great match with Miranda in the finals here. Scored the only offensive takedown in the match, and that's what got him the win there with about 5 or 6 seconds left in the third period. So that's who I had going through. I have him getting 4th. I have Smith getting. I have it as Louise, Smith, Dawson, and Campbell.
I felt like I've been sleeping on Campbell a little bit this year. I know he bumped up to 38 and had beat Eric Heenstand, and I really didn't give him the respect probably at that time in the rankings. He's even still 17. Caleb Craig's kind of been in the mix the whole year, but I'm going to go with Campbell too.
What do you guys have as your top 4 then? And by the way, it is Lou Iggs, not
Lou
Louis.
Iggs.
I just got a personal message. Someone watching corrected us.
So like Luigi?
No, no, Lou Iggs.
I said Lou Iggs. I said it right.
Lou Iggs. Sorry, Lou. Please don't. You're a better wrestler than me. Please don't.
Yeah, sorry, Lou Iggs. I got Kyle Lou Iggs winning. Campbell runner-up. Combest 3rd, Smith 4th.
I got Lou Iggs, Craig, Combest, Franklin.
Sounds good. Moving on up. Should be an interesting top quarter bracket. Blue Ball and Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Come on.
I got yelled at by Mama Mills for about 20 minutes about it yesterday.
Nice.
Shenanigans, I like that.
Curious if they have wrestled. I know they were both at the Al Smith, but they did not wrestle each other. So I don't think they have. Should be an interesting matchup there. Shinogi. Man, I can't.
Shenane. Yeah, that's what you want to say.
Shenane. Didn't he was a placer last year? No, he was not a placer, correct?
He wasn't
right.
He was a qualifier.
Placed 8th. Yes. No, he did not place last year.
No.
He got beat.
Combest was the one that Weaver beat Shinogi. Whatever, I can't. I'm sorry. Didn't you remember that, Nick?
Yeah. No, I have no idea.
I feel like that first quarter bracket is really tough with Blue Ball, Nolan Widner, Schrader from Greenwood, and then Shinogi, right?
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's going to be destroying my phone here in about 3 seconds.
Hey, you saw how I sent it to you. That's the only way I remember how to say it.
Yeah, that should be a pretty good quarter bracket there. Schrader, I know I saw him. He wrestled Arnie, and pretty tough kid. And I know I've seen both my kids have wrestled Blue Ball and Shinogi. Yeah, okay. Shenanigans. Okay. Anyway, so I've seen all those guys, all pretty good kids. I mean, you could probably put they could qualify out of any other probably quarter bracket. Unfortunately, only one's gonna qualify. Who do you guys have coming out here, guys?
I have
Shenanigans.
Mike. Uh-oh. Blue Ball, the legend. Wasn't his great grandfather like an Olympic champion or something?
Yeah, could smash the apple, right? He was the one known for smashing the apple.
That's
Danny.
that's Dan Hodge.
Whatever. Blue Ball, Hodge. They were about the same age, I think, though. They were together.
Yeah, probably. Going down, North Posey, Levi Miller. You have Ryan Bigelow, and then Triple B sister school, Seymour, Brandon
What?
Pennegar.
No, that's where Chris Seymour is named after. That's who it's named after.
Okay. Levi, there's a pretty good story on North Posey in the Indy Star / Evansville paper about how they brought that program up. Pretty cool.
Levi, he was a state qualifier as a freshman also, right?
Yes, 106, I believe.
Yeah. Man, they're all growing. So how do you guys have to see this one coming out?
I know I'm probably the only one who picked it, but I biasly went with my boy Ryan Bigelow. Dude's been wrestling.
2 out of 3, fellas.
What's up? Dude's been wrestling well. The last few weeks, he's wicked athletic. A lot of people kind of sleep on him. He had a rough regional last year, so not a lot of people know him. I know he's kind of floated in and out of the rankings. He can roll with anyone on their feet, and he's pretty tough on top. He's my pick to get through, mostly because he's a senior. I know that kid's put time in, and I know as a coach for me, it's a little personal there. So,
Sounds like we're giving full scouting report. Is he left-handed? Is he circle right?
Yeah, he's really good at castling.
What's he right on top?
He's running hooker ankles and banana splits.
Okay.
I like it.
So who do you guys have coming out of that quarter?
Levi Miller.
Oh.
Man, I got Bigelow, but you guys are getting some crazy draws down in Evansville. A lot of like semis that are like ridiculously tough.
And that's just tough wrestling. I know you guys don't see that probably a lot, but
I think we taught you guys tough wrestling, right?
Oh.
Not Mooresville. Not Mooresville. You guys ran the region. Everybody else though, not the county.
What are you trying to say, bro?
And modern day.
Well, hey man, we could always go up to Joe's area and go to the AKA second regional.
Nice. Ouch. Going down.
It burns over here.
We have Tristan Selmer. Had a great article on him. Pretty tough guy there. Got Nolan Schaefer, EI Sports Junior. I don't know much about Colton Foster, but any comments on that quarter bracket with Selmer?
Colton Foster is an 11th grader from North Knox. He's 35-3. Now you know something about him.
Okay.
I think Selmer's going to come.
Right-handed or left-handed?
He's ambidextrous.
Oh, okay.
Oh, then he is really good.
I have Selmer coming out of that one.
Yeah, I have Selmer coming out of that one too. I really like Tristan Selmer. He has some of the best summer results. I think that he's in contention for a state title.
Going down, Nathan Conley, the county. Robert Dieters, Daniel Bradburn, Adam Anderson. Who do you guys have? Obviously, Conley's probably the favorite there.
Again, yeah, I'm going to go with the county with Conley. Conley's been looking good. And I'll push it over to that semi there. That's what Mike was talking about. Selmer and him are probably the finals in most places, but it depends. I think Selmer's the favorite. He has the win against Conley earlier this year, but I've seen Nathan wrestle a few times, and there's some times where he's kind of timid and tepid, and like he doesn't seem as offensive as he can. Then there's days he just turns it on. And I think if he gets a day that he just turns it on, I think he could very well win that match and win it handedly. So I think I picked Selmer to win it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Conley walk away as semi-state champ.
Sounds good. Any other comments on the 138? Who do you guys have winning?
I'll say this. I've said it before. Selmer and Shanegi are going to ruin the Black Rumpf trilogy at state. One of them are going to knock off one of the, or they'll both knock them off, or one will knock off one. Either we'll get to see it for third place or we won't get to see it at all. So,
yeah, I like Tristan Selmer got beat by Rumpf at the Trikoff. It was the only time I've ever seen Rumpf ride anybody out. So, I mean, if he can't get away from Rumpf, I don't see him beating Black. I would say that if you're watching and you want Brennan's really good on top. So Shanegi, those are pretty good matches. Go check them out. We've got them posted.
This is a side topic, but every time Mike talks, I just see this picture of Sean Streck, and it makes me giggle every time. So happy to be there.
I wouldn't. I mean, just kind of throwing that too. I wouldn't count Zach Mello out of that 138 either.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely a great weight class. Anyway, we'll move up to 145.
Can I guess? Is there a 4 tough lock on this one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess. I'm trying to guess. Joe Happy,
Sam Osho.
faux show,
I like Sam Osho.
faux show.
He looked good. He looked good at regionals. He had a 1-bad match, I think, against who did he lose to?
Brayton Lee.
No, he lost to the kid in the semis.
Logan Coyle.
Yeah, he lost to Logan Coyle, but he looked good.
Logan Coyle stuff though.
So,
Yeah.
so is this one of your 4 tough locks?
this is 4 tough locks, and I'm looking back real fast because I think this weight class also had the most kids receiving votes.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I mean, after the 4 tough lock, there's kind of lots of up in the air. Yeah, 4 tough lock, and then we had a total of 8 kids receiving votes to go to state.
All right, so 4 tough lock, Brayton Lee of Brownsburg.
Okay. Anyone disagree with that?
No.
Okay. Good. Moving on. Next quarter bracket. That one's starting to get ugly. Corbin Pollitt versus Tony Mosconi. And Mosconi finished 4th?
Yeah,
So-
that's a tough regional.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Mosconi was wrestling really. That was the match that Osho looked good. He went in there, and I thought it was gonna be a good bang match between him and Osho. And Osho just got the fall pretty handedly. I think he got taken down, got a reversal, and then pinned him.
I got my Mosconi 4/1 there. Not to sleep on my Columbus East guys. I just think Tony Mosconi is really tough.
I have Pollitt getting out, but that could happen. I could see that.
What do you have there, Triple B?
I have Pollock getting out also.
That might be the only one I picked that's a 4/1.
Wow. Going down, Joe Hoppy, Sam Osho, Brooks Wathan. That should be a pretty good quarter bracket. How do you guys see that one shaping up?
I have Hap getting out. No, I don't have Hap getting out. I lied. I have Wathan getting out.
I went with Hap getting out.
But I could see him getting out. Was that another one that I saw where did Hap wrestle at the Holiday Classic?
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
His
Because
result-
Beat him there, right? Osho beat him.
Yeah.
Did Osho beat him?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Osho. Go against my rankings
and up
there.
and down, right? Sometimes Hap's had a good weekend, and other weekends he's kind of not shown up, if I remember right. But
Only there was a website where I could quickly look at brackets.
Yes.
Open Mat,
Oh yeah, the open mat. Thank you.
Nah, he did not. They didn't wrestle at the Holiday Classic.
No?
Osho beat Trevor Reese and
Yeah, I'd say beat Trevor.
Shane Oxford in the finals. So Osho got 4th or 2nd. I mean,
I'm still going with Sam Osho.
yeah. Going on. Hey, Triple B keeps leaving.
I'm on dog duty. Sorry.
Put kids to sleep, man.
Got a pretty good quarter bracket there. Blake Webb, Evan Bullock. I don't want to try to pronounce Nolan's name. And Logan Coyle, all 6 or less losses. How do you guys see that one looking?
Ooh.
I like Logan Coyle coming out of that one. He's been 4th, I think, at 152 in our semi-state. So I don't know if that was a late season cut or what he had, but
I have Webb coming out of that one, but I could see again Logan Coyle pulling that up. He looked really well, really good in that semis match against Osho.
That is tough. Blake's been wrestling really tough. He had a tough Al Smith. I got Logan Coyle ranked higher. I'll go with Logan Coyle. I'll have all 4 from Mooresville there. This is the first time I did that there also.
Sounds good. Okay, past Brayton Lee, who's your 2, 3, and 4s?
I have Brayton Lee, Wathan, Webb, Pollitt.
Lee, Coyle, Hop, and Pollock.
I got Lee, Coyle, Osho, Mosconi.
Mooresville Regional taking all
Hold it
four.
down.
Wow.
45. Oh, Mike with the picks over here.
Is this another 4 lock?
At 152?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. I could see someone trying to go the other way though, but I don't know why you would.
Yeah. Should be 52 has a little bit more clear-cut favorites here.
All right, Zach Myers coming out of the first one, right?
Yep,
Over Austin
definitely.
Bethel?
It's Zach Myers, Upset City.
Yeah, that's what they
Austin.
call
Got revenge on his mind for Brownsburg.
That's right. That's right. He's gonna. You better watch out. I don't remember what is it. Tanya Harding? Is that the chick who hit the chick with the thing?
Yeah.
Whatever. We're gonna black. Well, you better watch your knees, Austin. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's good.
No, Austin Bethel gets out of that one. Sorry, Zach. Make sure you get it, Coach Thompson.
Bethel does have Josh Cooper from Greco City.
Yeah, Austin Bethel's going to get out of that quarterfinal. So again, Zach Meyer, if you can get your permission slip and money into Coach Thompson for the state trip, that'd be fantastic. Thank you.
Nice. Any disagreements on that?
No, I got Austin Bethel.
I guess the only quarter bracket with a little bit of a, it's probably just kids that probably aren't the most well known. You got Tucker Shank, Zach Newton from the school that Chris Seymour built, Clay McNutt, and Trace Thomas.
This is one of the only other brackets, the only other bracket in the entire semi-state where I didn't have at least one ranked kid in it.
Shank, McNutt, and Thomas all received votes also. So this is a close one to call.
All right.
I picked Shank just 'cause I like saying Shank.
I go with the Southridge Raiders. Does the IHSA know that they should put at least one ranked guy in each quarter bracket, Mike?
They
Have
don't
we
even
seen
ask
that?
anymore. I feel like they don't love me anymore.
You and Robert are buds. You need to talk to him about that.
I thought you called him Big Bobby Boy.
Oh, jeez.
Did you get that text? I thought that was to him.
I thought we were all on the group text together. We were sending emojis.
I'm gonna the eggplant emoji. You got that one?
Goat. Hashtag goat. Robert Falcons.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with McNutt out of there. Just I don't know anything about any of 4 of those guys.
Way to do your job, Mike.
Thanks. I was looking at the semi-state rankings. Who's highest in the semi-state?
Oh, that's a good call. They need to fire that guy.
I'm trying to.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Out of the next quarter bracket, favorite obviously is a state placer, Jacob Clark. I doubt there's much disagreement there.
No, my boy Jacob Clark's going to walk through, I think, that quarterfinal, and he's going to look like he has messy hair, and I'm going to go, hey, Jacob, good job. And then I'm going to high-five him.
Nice. That's so cute. That's why the county's so friendly.
Yeah, we're friends. We're buds.
I like the county.
Listen, dude, we were in a bathroom, and Nathan Conley was out of toilet paper, and you know what? Rivalries only go so far, man. Basic humanity needs to win out. So I went into the other stall, and I got him some toilet paper, and I sent it out into the stall. Because that's what you do. Humanity.
Wow.
Take it, Trump.
Wow.
Now this just got booed. Everyone's gonna.
Yeah, everyone just quit. I'm gonna get a brick through my window like that scene in remember the Titans? It's gonna be great.
Jeez.
Mike just walked away. He's done too.
Mike's furious.
Yeah. He's going to go.
Popcorn.
So anyway, the bottom quarter, Joe Lee, he's kind of good. Any disagreements there? How's our top 4 looking?
I have Joe Lee, Austin Bethel, Jacob Clark, and Shank.
Did Jacob Clark only lost to Lee's this year?
We would have wrestled him 3 times.
No, I lost to Christian Warren too. Sorry.
There you go. I was gonna say he lost one more time. So yes. So there's that, and then personally, I stand by my ranking. I think I'd put Clark over Bethel, but we won't find out till state, and hopefully Austin can make it past Friday.
Yes, very much so. Moving on, 160. Should be some very good wrestling here. You have top quarter bracket, Zane Beinecke, Ethan Stock. How do you guys see that one going?
I've heard, I haven't seen Stocks wrestle this year, but I've heard lots of good things. I got Stock coming out of there.
I do as well. Stock looked lights out at regionals. Just put it on Brewer. So
Weirdly, we heard a lot of good things about the Stocks also.
yeah, I heard a lot of good things about the Stocks.
Yes. I put a lot of stock in them.
I'm going with Stock also.
Boo!
Should be a good one. Going down, Chase Wilson versus Carson Brewer. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that's probably the ticket round match there. You got Josiah Freeman with 49 matches though. He's definitely
Wow.
He's definitely fresh. I mean, he has the mat time. So
He doesn't have anything on the Lafayette Harrison 51-0. Check out later in the week.
yes.
Hey, what's up, Miles? How's it going? It's your best friend Nick.
So anyway, Chase Wilson versus Brewer should be a pretty good one. How do you guys see that one shaking out?
Brewer.
Ooh.
I got Brewer.
Wow, pretty consensus there.
Yeah.
Going down.
I'm going to go Wilson just to throw it the other way.
Yeah,
Hey,
I think Wilson's pretty tough.
That's not a bad pick. Princeton
He's a Madison alumni there, so.
Princeton can get stuff done. Their style is conducive to some big wins, and I could see him, catching a big lead and able to pull that off. But I think Carson's got I think Carson's going to have the mat time and technique on going his way, and I think he pulls it off.
Chase Wilson had a nice win over Casper McIntosh last year, too.
That should be a good one. Definitely one with either you have 2 or 3 losses or 20 losses. Quarter bracket there. Going down, Gleason Mappus returning 4th place finisher. McCartney Parkinson, who's pretty solid, but he's a freshman. I'm going to assume Mappus is probably a favorite there.
Yeah, I pick Mappus.
Yeah.
I think Mappus, too.
Hmm.
Look at us, all agreeing with each other.
Wait,
Yeah.
was Mappus a 4 tough lock?
Boom! Man.
Oh, I missed one.
Interesting. Going down, you got the last quarter bracket, Deshaun Buford, Jacob Farmer, who's been knocking on the door for he seems like he's been around forever. I know he's been knocking on the door to go to state. This should probably punch his ticket, I'm going to assume, from the experts.
Correct. I have Farmer getting out.
Me, too.
Got it.
How many more forward locks is there before we go on so I can get ready?
Oh, you put me on the spot. I didn't keep him count.
You said there were 7. We had
Lee.
I think we got 2 left.
Lily and Asa.
Lily, Asa, and
Louigs, right?
Mappus. So there's
Louigs.
4.
Louigs.
Luigs, 5. So we got 2 more.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's going to be tough.
I
I
know
don't
what
think
they
it's
are.
going to be at this weight.
Nope, I know what they are. Oh, maybe you know what? Maybe I don't know what they are. I know what? No, I do know what they are, but they're not what I thought it was. Let's go.
You got the
170. Final answer.
170.
170. This one's going to be a fun one. There's just landmines all over this weight class. Obviously, the Mooresville regional kind of just made it even more crazy.
I'm gonna call that one. I'm gonna call Mooresville makes it out. All 4 kids make it out.
Oh, there it is. Woo. I mean, well, it does help when your
City?
son is the 4th seed. I mean, let's have a comment. What?
First off, I finagled the seedings because I gave birth to Anthony, as I call him, Big Tony,
I like that.
and we got the job we wanted. So now Big Tony's gonna win the semi-state. Deal with it.
He is big. He is
Yeah.
big.
And his name is Tony, so it checks
His
out.
name is Tony.
Tony Cicerelli. Anyway, so Nick already did his picks. Who do you guys have coming out of the top half that quarter there?
Cicerelli. I'll go with Nick.
Nick's son, man, he's getting some love. Everyone loves Nick's son.
Sorry,
I like Chapman too, but I'm gonna go Cicerelli.
Nice. Going down, Burke Van Horn, Aaron Mosley should be a pretty good one. Sounds like the Mosley versus Cameron Fuller match was a little crazy. Saw the little bit of a snippet of the video. I'll just say that, it's never fun to lose a match, a close one, and not have total control. But as a interesting, it was just one of those things you can't tell from one little snippet that what was going on.
I mean, what I heard was, I could be wrong. Don't slay me if I'm wrong. But what I've heard from people there was that Fuller had in hooks 3 times, and all 3 times Mosley got out of bounds. I don't know if that was the whole match or just in that overtime period or what, but it was kind of becoming a consistent thing by the time they made that call. So I don't know if that's correct. No, Albany people, don't throw hate mail at me. It's just what I've heard.
Yeah, so should be Mosley and Burke Van Horn should be a good one. I'm sure Van Horn returning runner-up is the heavy favorite, though.
I've picked Burke.
Yeah, Van Horn.
How did Burke look Saturday? I mean, kind of rebounded from that loss from Stock.
I mean, it was the same thing. It was a 3-1 match in overtime. He looked good, but he just got the takedown in overtime, and I think it's going to be who can score first.
I'm going with Burke too.
Sounds pretty consistent there. Going down, big match there. Really, I don't know. You guys can probably know more about the Joe Creasy from West Vigo. Only 2 losses. Carson Moeller and Jonah Hayes both have quite a few losses, but they're pretty well battle tested. I know Castle and Center Grove both wrestle pretty solid schedules. So how do you guys see this one shaking out, other than Nick Irino says Jonah Hayes to the bank? Any disagreements with Nick?
Yeah, I got Jonah Hayes too, but Chris Biller's pretty tough from Floyd Central. He has a win over Mosley this year also.
Interesting. Triple B, any changes or any disagreement?
No, I mean, the top 4 I have are the 4 Mooresville people coming out of there. So
you guys all have Eli Stock over Cameron Fuller, the returning state qualifier.
No way. Yes. Greco City, son. I'm going Cameron Fuller.
Ooh, riding the Danny Struck train. Choo choo.
You're a struck up.
Fuller's good, man. I don't know. I didn't get to see the match where he got an overtime call, but I think he's pretty solid.
Yeah, that should be a really good match. Definitely no good draws out of the Mooresville Regional for any of those teams, and everyone was looking at saying, "Oh, did that?" I don't think that hurt helped either Mosley or Fuller. They're both getting a tough draw.
Yeah.
I think my pick on that, my order is Van Horn, Stock, Jonah Hayes, and rounding up the 4th place finish, Big Tony Cicerelli.
Why did he take the other name? Why doesn't he have a last name Weisjohn?
Well,
do we have time for that story?
No, we don't. Catch me on my other radio show where I bring in Maury Povich and we have the conversation.
I'm going to say lack of paternal testing, maybe? I don't know.
Listen, I said I was going to take care of him and that I'd love him forever.
I mean, when you're 10, you can't sign that stuff off, or what?
No. It was during my birthday. I was having a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ice cream cake, and then a baby shows up. You don't get to ask a lot of questions.
Nice.
That happened to Carlton in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, too, I think, if I remember right.
Nice. Something like that, right?
Oh, goodness.
All right.
I will say Fuller. Hey, I'll give Fuller credit. He's got a pair of Michael Jordan wrestling shoes from the late 90s. They're pretty tight. I might pull for him just so I can see him. He breaks them out. I think he broke them out in the finals at semi-state last year against Walton. They're pretty dope.
Then I love the pick of Cameron Fuller. Then I love that pick. To the finals now.
Nice. Okay, moving on. 182. I'm going to guess that Mr. Walton is
I'm going to say you're wrong.
Tough lock.
I'm going to say you just missed the lock on Van Horn and that Walton is not a Ford Tough lock.
Ooh, really? Van Horn got the lock?
We missed it.
Man.
Really? That surprised me. I thought someone would pick Eli over him.
Nope.
Interesting.
No. I'm assuming Dole got the pick over Walton.
Yeah, I think 1 or 2 people picked Dole.
That's versus Chin Whip City. This is a showdown.
Someone's head or chin is going to be whipped and locked.
Hey, at what point will there be a nene?
I mean, I guess I understand why people are probably picking against Nathan Walton, and probably not because of that, but probably because of that. I mean, look, it's pretty simple. I mean, when I can pin you,
Yeah, he's really fighting hard there. I can tell.
Well, I mean,
Looks like
Yeah,
Fat
you're the
Isaac
same
McCormick
as
sitting
his
there too.
torso.
Like, oh no, he's getting pinned. That's
I
definitely
mean,
Fat Isaac
the
McCormick.
dignity was beaten out of him when he got put to his back. So, so I mean, obviously, you get put to your back by me. All dignity is out of,
Joe, you would think you'd be able to tell your own kid then that the chin whip is coming at Team State.
Well, yeah, that happens.
Hey, if you know it's coming, how do you prepare for it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he had the step. The step is unstoppable.
Yes. Anyway, we'll go down. Obviously, the better guys are at the Dole and
When you say it like that, it sounds so disrespectful.
I know Dole and Walton are at the bottom half. But both of them do have a pretty good match. We'll move up. Walton has Kiev Guerrier. I totally butchered that name, I'm sure. They wrestled. What was a 2 or 3 point match, wasn't it? At
Mooresville, it was a good match. I mean, Nathan. I think Nathan handled that match fine, but that kid's a combatant. He's gonna. He wanted every bit of Walton, and he was not afraid of him. But I think Nathan's just the better wrestler there. I think Nathan pulls it off.
Yeah, it was a
Did you
8-2
refer to him
match.
as a combatant?
Combatant. He was quite the
I like
combatant.
that.
He stepped into the octagon.
Moving up, we have Brigham Kleinhens, who I'm assuming his brother was the one that won state mid 2000s.
Yeah,
Oren?
Kleinhens.
Yeah, that's a cool
Yes.
name. They have cool names. Brigham and Oren.
I think his brother was ranked first and got beat in the ticket round his senior year. Also, Evan Kleinhens. So
Yeah.
Oren
Maybe-
sounds like the name of a Greek god. Like we should be like Oren's going to bring thunderbolts of justice down on us all.
Nick, maybe you should use that name next time you have a kid.
But Big Tony sounds so much cooler.
Anyway, Thomas Dole, returning state placer, should be a good one there.
Dole's the favorite, but don't sleep on Danny Reams.
Yeah, we will not.
Yeah.
Should be a
I
good
think-
I was
quarterback.
actually surprised to see Danny move up, but that was a good move for him from 70 to 82. He wrestled some 70
No, I
this year,
think
right?
Danny Reams looked at 70 and said, "That's insane. I'm going to go 182."
Yeah.
And not that 182 is
Good move
any easier. You still have
No.
some pretty good guys there. Moving up, Jaden Sonner undefeated, and he will have to go through either Cameron Smith, who I know has had a pretty solid season, then Jacob Hendrick, who was a state qualifier last year. That should be a pretty good ticket round match. Any picks? What do you guys have there?
I picked Sonner, but I can see Smith rolling through on that.
See, and I like Hendrick now. I think a lot of people are kind of forgetting about Jacob. I think all 5 of his losses are to Dole, or at least 3 or 4 of his losses are to Dole. I mean, he's a tough.
I just haven't seen him wrestle, so it's hard for me to make that call. But
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen Smith wrestle. I think he's good.
And they're tight with Dahl, too. Cameron Smith beat Joey Blakely this year. That's a tough one.
Jacob Gray and Guerrier were 2 of his losses, by the way. Hendrick. And then he also that was an injury default when they left. Okay. So I wonder if that one's on there when he lost to Jeff Classic when they decided to leave early. But yeah, Hendrick's pretty tough. I know I've seen him in person. So that should be a pretty darn good quarter bracket there. Moving up, Jake Moore of Franklin's probably the favorite over Jeremy McKinley of Tecumseh. Any disagreements?
I have more
I
coming.
like Jake.
I have more coming out as well.
So what's your guys' top 4 finishers?
I have Nate Walton over Moore, Dole for 3rd over Sonner.
Ooh.
Man, I went all in. I got Walton over Hendrick and then Dole over Moore.
Yeah, I have the same thing as Triple B here.
Should be some good wrestling there. And 195. Top quarter bracket. The highlight there is Grant Goforth, who was a state qualifier last year from Indian Creek. Jack Michael from Southridge, 46-2. That's I don't keep up on a lot of the southern, like that Bloomington South regional, and so I'm not sure how good he is. Should be a decent match there. What do you guys have?
He found 46 people that he beat.
Yes. Only lost twice. That's pretty impressive.
I think I picked Goforth for this one.
Yeah, I got Grant.
I got Goforth.
Sounds good. Moving on.
Hey, oh well, never mind. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yep, go.
We want to hear it, Nick. Now we're hanging on the thread here.
Is Wilderman the next Ford lock?
No.
Okay.
Wrong.
Ooh.
I can see picking. Okay, never mind. I can see picking Schaefer there.
We have
Pretty
one more
good
Ford
matchup.
lock or two?
One more Ford lock.
Oh, I know what it is. Come on.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's the most dominant big man.
The big man with the best cooking show. No doubt.
Oh, wow. Oh, goodness.
Let's do 95 first.
Yeah, let's finish 95. Bradley Philpott, Floyd Central, Ryan Hammond. Hammond was a state qualifier as a freshman. I believe he was injured last year. I think.
Yeah, tore his shoulder.
Yeah, should be a good matchup. I think those Floyd Central kids lift weights from what I've heard.
I picked Philpott.
Philpott's got a nice 70 stash going. That could give him the power of the stash, could push him past Hammond there.
Yeah, he does have a nice stash.
Yes. How do you guys see that one shaking out?
I got Ryan Hammond.
Ryan Hammond.
Ooh.
I have Philpott.
Sounds good. Going down, you have Wilderman returning fifth or sixth place finisher, I believe. How do you guys? He's pretty much the favorite in his quarter bracket. Any disagreements there?
Nope.
No.
I have Curtis and Kyle Schaefer.
Kyle Schaefer, another one that qualified for state like 2 years ago.
He's out for injury too.
Yes. Any disagreements on him?
No.
Man, you guys really stack up these semifinals.
Yes, I know. Yeah. I don't want to get I'm looking through these brackets. I'm kind of mental note. I don't want to get second and drawn to Evansville.
No.
You're kind of, there's going to be some semifinal matches in the on Friday night in those matches there.
Luckily at 26, East Chicago stacked the same way. Cummins and De La Pena on the same side.
Yeah. How do you guys see this whole bracket finishing out as far as 1 through 4?
I have Wilderman, Goforth, Schaefer, Philpott. You could probably switch Schaefer or Wilderman. Whoever wins that match in the semis wins the tournament.
Wilderman, Hammond, Schaefer, Goforth.
I have Wilderman, Hammond, Schaefer, Goforth. But I know Wilderman.
Bring it, Mike.
Me and you, man. Hey, that's why I sent you that real nice message. We're on the same page here.
Nice. Moving up to 20, the Gunnar Larson show.
Yeah.
All guns will be firing. I'm going to assume that's the – oh, goodness.
That's the last lock, right?
There are
Yes.
4 tough lock bookends. The Avon guys.
Nice. Gunnar.
Gunnar.
Returning runner-up, 35-0. Should be some pretty good matches still here. You got Clayton Scruggs up top, who placed 4th. He was a returning state medalist, correct? If I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Clayton Scruggs had a bad day, huh?
Yeah, he placed 5th last year, and he got 4th in regional. That's not good. That's not good at all.
Break it down. What happened?
Other guys scored more points than him.
I love it. Great breakdown.
Thank you.
Man,
That's
expert analysis. That's a pretty deep weight class at regional.
Yeah, it is.
You have Scruggs, who placed 5th last year. Gunnar 2nd. Throw in Garrison Lee, who was a state qualifier 2 years ago at 195, and then Isaac McCormick, who was a state qualifier last year at 195. He decided to throw his hat in the ring because he liked to probably be fat and eat. That's probably Nick's expert analysis.
I'm pretty sure I walked in today and he was eating hot wings and chips before practice. So
He got hold of the Triple B diet, it sounds like.
yeah, he's really excited. He's really skinny.
Yeah, I've heard Nick said that Isaac likes to eat, and
yeah. I was trying to send a picture of him eating to Derek, but it came back with an error saying file too large.
Nice. Anyway, let's go on this. Do we have the 4 Mooresville guys making it out?
I do not have the 4 Mooresville guys making it out.
Ooh.
I have 3 of the 4 though.
I could see three of the 4. The Michael Boots versus Garrison Lee is going to be a good one. I'm going to assume that's probably the one that's keeping people at bay. Am I correct?
Correct.
I'm going to go with Garrison Lee.
Ooh, former gorilla. I mean, there's a couple gorillas there. There's 3 former gorillas right there. You have Garrison Lee, Gunnar Larson, and Isaac McCormick. Man.
You have Mike. If that's what Mike's going, Mike has picked 3 weight classes where the Mooresville Regional takes all 4 to state.
I didn't take 170. I took 45 and 240.
Oh, that's right. You didn't. I hope you die.
I took Cameron Fuller to the finals with
Never
Jordan.
mind, you're dumb. You're first off, you're wrong.
So do we have it's a consensus that Gunner's gonna come out a win, even though it sounds like him and McCormick have had some pretty close matches.
Him and McCormick have had 1-point matches each time, but Gunner's hard to score on, and that's definitely been his saving grace, and he's able to get the points. That's how he's getting the wins. He's able to get the takedown in, and that's how he wins it. So we'll see. Isaac's strategy is hopefully to get him there, but I think you have to take him. I know I have. Thank you, Adobe update.
Is that the music sending us home there? Is that like we're done?
No, I have an Adobe update. I have it. I have the whole bracket going. Larson. I have McCormick beating Boots and getting to the finals. And then I have Scroggs over Boots in the 3rd place match.
So am I getting this right that Gunner's strategy is to score more points, and that's been paying off?
Turns out that's a really good way. We little kids. I had little kids youth practice today because I give back to the community, ladies. And I explained to them. I said, you want to score more points than your opponent, and don't go to your back. Put them on their back, and you'll never lose a wrestling match if you do those things.
You should write a book. And
I'll call it Somehow I Manage, and it'll have a picture of me doing this. That's an Office reference.
Man, not only we're getting picks, but we're getting how to win wrestling matches.
Yeah,
more points. That's a great.
You could go to Iowa, or you could just call me. It's that simple.
Don't give away all the paint train knowledge. You get in trouble.
Oh, the paint train.
Anyway, how do you guys see this one shaking out 1 through 4?
I got Larson, Boots, Scroggs, McCormick.
Ooh. I got Larson, McCormick, Scroggs, Lee. Man, Gunner's had. I know we joked about the best, but he's put together a really good career for a big man.
Yeah, very, very. I don't know. I know his career record's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So. Hopefully, he's on the opposite side of Mason Paris. I think
yes.
But judging by how the semi-states went, this is probably gonna be the semis.
Moving on to heavyweight. Who do we have here? This should be another good one. A lot of pretty good guys just hanging out here.
Top bracket, like Sutton and Heinrich.
Was it Henson with a possible injury? Any comments on that, Nick?
Henson appears to have hurt his shoulder. He's been wrestling in a shoulder brace the last couple weeks. I feel like I don't think he was going to wrestle in the sectional final. I think the only reason he did was for the team race. It was so close that he muscled through it. Definitely he qualified last week. He won his first round match, and then he just defaulted out to Bryce and in the 3rd place match. I think my guess is that his hope was, he has a 66% chance to not get the one draw he got. And now we just have to see what's going to happen. So I guess we'll start from the bottom there with that Ripple Henson match. That's out of the whole semi-state, that's probably the match right there to watch. I don't know if the injury is going to be that big in that match, but I think that's going to be the one that everyone's eyes are on. And I picked Ripple, mostly because of that injury. I think that's really going to affect Brett. But we'll see. I've never seen Ripple wrestle. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup right now. But I think a healthy Ripple is going to be a tough cookie for Brett to win.
Yeah.
So
That one, just going even further onto that, that could obviously have some play into the team race. Avon, obviously, Brownsburg's obviously probably the favorite. You have Mater Dei, you have Avon right in there. So Avon losing a guy that would be a top 4 guy. On most days, losing that's a whole lot of points, especially first round. Not even getting 4 points out of a pin first round, that could be huge. So anyway, how do you guys all have Ripple, or do we have any a minor upset with Henson?
I'll tell you what. This is the only bracket that I've scratched out and unscratched out and re-scratched out and done over and done twice, and I don't know. Hanging chads and undetermined voters and illegal voters. I don't know.
we're going to build a wall and Henson's going to pay for it.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
I got Ripple, but I also like Nathan Long at 40-9. I think that he's pretty good also, but I got Ripple advancing there.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal quarter bracket there. Going up, Bryce Biddle, probably Dylan Kane. Don't know much about Bryson Woods. Only has 8 matches under his belt compared to Jeffersonville with 49. So he's not a grizzled veteran there. Anyone's not picking Bryce Biddle, state placer 2 years ago. Man, everyone in the South, they qualify or place 2 years ago and then they come back.
Yeah.
A lot of injuries up at the big guys. A lot of football stuff.
Yeah.
Kane's good. Kane, I think he beat Sutton in the sectional finals, and then I think he lost to Sorg in the regional finals, 31-4. He's a ticket rounder, I think, at 220 last year, the year before that, or maybe both years. I can't remember. But, I picked Biddle, but I'm just saying Kane's a solid wrestler.
Yeah. With that, what was I going to say? Biddle, didn't he sign to play football somewhere?
Western Illinois, right?
Yeah.
Isn't Western Illinois the Leathernecks? I believe that is. Random knowledge out of my head. One interesting thing is Nathan Long beat Sutton in the for third, and looks like Sutton almost got a better draw.
Yeah.
Up top. You celebrate. That's the fun of our draws is I won. I beat a state qualifier, and then you look at your draw and you're like, oh my goodness. That's the fun of Indiana wrestling. But we'll move up. Ricky Clark and Ty Sorg. Take around. I heard Ty Sorg lift some weights.
Yeah.
Heard Ricky Clark eats cheeseburgers.
No, he doesn't eat cheeseburgers. He eats Juicy Lucy's. There's a difference. Cheese in the meat.
Oh.
I have Ricky Clark. I have Slick Rick pulling it off. He's been the giant killer for a couple years now, and I'm going to maintain that role. Slick Rick getting out.
I like Sorg.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a tough one. I like Ricky, and every time I've ever picked against him, he's done very well. But at the trike-off, I sent Triple B a message and said, this dude Ty Sorg is the real deal.
So don't let me down. That's the only reason I picked Ty Sorg, Mike. So no pressure there.
Guys, let me say 2 words. Fat blanket. That's what we yell at Ricky when we need a pin. Fat blanket.
Nice. I like how you – so now everyone knows your code words.
Fat. No, he's like, I just like yelling fat blanket.
Nice.
So I'll yell it even when he's on bottom.
Moving on up, the top quarter bracket should be interesting. It looks like Harley Hillenberg has had a pretty good postseason run. He'll have Sutton first round, and then Corey Hendricks. He's been in the rankings, I know, but he hasn't. He's obviously only wrestled 6 matches.
Yeah, someone told me he wasn't wrestling this year.
Yeah, and obviously he must have been injured or something. So who do you guys have coming out of there?
Sutton.
Hendricks.
Sutton.
Ooh. So how's our top 4 looking?
You saw my scratches. I don't know. I think, let's see. Biddle, Sorg, Ripple, Hendricks.
I'm going to go in reverse order here. Sutton, Biddle, Ripple, and your Evansville semi-state champion, that puffy marshmallow, slick Ricky Clark.
He's Juicy Lucy from now on when I see him. So he's
Juicy frickin' Lucy.
So, Mike, who do you have?
Ripple, Ricky, Biddle, Sutton.
Nice. Triple B left. I thought it was Nick. Moving on, team race. Obviously, the Brownsburg Bulldogs are probably the favorite there. Obviously, anything can happen at semi-state. No Russellbacks means if you have a couple bad matchups. I mean, I know there's some matches. Ricky up there loses. That's gonna that's gonna be a soldier down that you have to make up for. So, how do you guys see the team race shaping out?
I'm always scared of Mater Day. Always scared of Avon's going to be there trying to do their best to bring home some hardware again. But I mean, if you just look at it on paper, it's ours to lose. But like I said, you can never count out a Mater Day. They're going to be there with their fans. It's going to be loud. We'll see if that gets to a kid like Ricky who hasn't been in an environment like that before. That can really affect a match if one thing goes wrong and you have a whole crowd screaming down or a whole arena screaming down your neck. That can really change a lot of things. So,
yeah, definitely. I mean, just looking at it looks like Brownsburg should qualify a good number of guys, but one or two of those guys falter. Having a bad day, getting sick, doing whatever. There's enough solid, tough draws that you lose one or two guys, it's going to be a lot closer, and you're going to have Avon and Mater Day breathing down your neck. So that's definitely one to watch. I know a couple years ago, Avon and Mater Day tied, and supposedly Mater Day got the trophy and Avon did not, but I've heard otherwise also.
This just in, hold on, I got something from the news bulletin here. Hashtag the county TMZ just reporting. Dustin, that hat is sick.
Nice.
That's great.
You wearing that when you're going to go rob a bank or something?
Is it hot like that in Avon?
It's dope, man. I'm answering. I got the same message. We're both getting the same message.
Okay.
I wish I had a hat.
Yeah.
Chris,
hey, you got to find it in the parking lot at Elementary Dual State like I did.
Don't beat up some kid for it.
I didn't even wash it. No, I'm just kidding. It's washed.
It's washed. Nice. So, any other comments on our Evansville?
Hey, the important stuff. Evansville fans traveling Friday night. Listen, go to the Gerst House or go to Taroni's or go to Franklin Avenue. Some good places to check out.
Is it the Gerst House is the one that one of the Mater Day coaches have a connection to, right?
That's actually the place I know of is Stoll's Country Inn. That was the last place I was going to say, and one of their coaches have a connection to that Stoll's Country Inn.
Yeah,
an Amish style buffet place. Check that out for breakfast Saturday morning.
Sounds good.
Cheap plugs.
Yeah, well, Triple B is one that has eaten a couple meals in his day, so I'd trust his food expertise, much as I trust Nick's cat expertise.
Yeah, you're on TV now.
What's he doing to Sasha? Get that camera off.
Mike, any parting comments on the Evansville semi-state that you want to go visit?
Just kind of touch what we talked on early on. Triple B stepped down this year. I thought he did a really great job the whole year. His whole career of ranking. He's been basically the only Evansville guy I had before Nick, and he's always given me great stuff.
He's still the only Evansville guy you have.
It's definitely it was sad to see a guy step down, and we had two guys step down this year. So thank you, Dustin. You did a great job, man.
Yep, don't make me tear up now. Come on.
Goodbye.
It's been a blast, man. I hope to still come back and do these things and still talk to you guys and give you the information and, still be around. So I still wait for that bobblehead. So I'm not leaving until I get the bobblehead at least.
Oh, yeah, we do have it, don't we? I got your bobblehead.
Such a tease.
Dustin, you're always a fan favorite. Everyone always wants to say, "Hey, man, where's the loud guy? We want to see the loud guy."
Yeah, they don't know your name, so that's good.
They don't know my name either.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's got the same six-pack. That's pretty spot on.
Yeah, that's right on. That's what I said. My mom has mine though, because I didn't want me on my desk. It was weird.
You didn't like looking at yourself.
Yeah.
Mine's around here.
Take
Looks
that
like,
off.
looks like a Ken doll.
Yeah, I do have the Chad Hollenball one. I don't know. This one's pretty good too.
That's just weird looking.
I showed my mom my bobblehead. She said, that looks like you. Did you buy that because that looks like you? I said, Mom, that's me.
Nice. Well, I'll have it at State for you, and I have a T-shirt also for you. So for all your,
At Kilroy's.
Jim Weisjohn wants a T-shirt. Get Jim Weisjohn a T-shirt.
I got him a Cubs shirt coming.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Cubs World Series champion. Yes, I do have your. So we will have your bobblehead at State. Hopefully, you'll make it there.
I'll be there.
Okay, good. With that, I guess we will wrap it up. Any other parting comments before we leave?
See you
Good
guys
luck.
tomorrow.
Yeah, good luck to all the competitors this week. I won't be back on again this week, so good luck. Prove us wrong. Let's get some guys out that we didn't pick and blow Nick and myself's email up and Mike's email up telling us how awful we were, and and take it easy on the refs.
Oh God, yeah. Take it easy on those poor refs. Unless it's that same call from 170 we were all talking about on the message board. That was terrible.
Yes.
Hold on, we're talking about the Eldred match, right? The stall from Eldred when the kid stepped out of bounds and they dinged him and it went to overtime.
What was
Dustin?
the one the Columbus East one?
Oh,
Wasn't that what it was?
Now
It
it
was
was
once-
East.
Yeah, it was Eldred from Avon. He was down by one, and the kid had stalling, and he was like 3 seconds left, and the kid like sprawled back and they dinged him.
Yeah, that was terrible. The worst call of all time. I think I did do that day.
Yeah, that was. I remember Derek saying if that was me, they'd have to drag me out of the gym.
Nice. Yeah. Triple B, your preview will be out this week. A couple days, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I hope to have it done tomorrow night, and I'll have it to you Wednesday morning. So
Awesome. It's always a great read. I know Triple B takes a lot of time to put in, to do the preview. I know they all do, so they're always fun to read. And I always like his great writing style. Definitely the Ford Tough Locks, curtain jerkers, all that fun stuff. So with that, we will say good night. We'll be on tomorrow night with East Chicago, correct, Mike?
Ooh.
one
I'm
from
not
the
sure.
south to the region. All right.
Yeah, and in person, Chad Hollenball. Hopefully he remembers. Okay. We'll see you guys later.